Hey, hey, hey. Testing 1 2 1 2. Not started yet. We're getting ready. We're getting ready. If you're out there, if you're watching this, we're just getting ready. We'll have all the right tools pretty soon. Hey, 1 2 1 2. Hey, I think I'm streaming that. Sorry. So sorry. It's dated 8/31. It's there. You shouldn't be hearing that, Ray. I should be muted, but I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm going to start right now. Here we go. Next week, we'll have music. Okay, folks, I want to welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining me here on YouTube. Really appreciate it. We've had a busy week. Can you see my webcam? Just checking. Let's see if the webcam works. Trading like we always do. We always have at least 10 trade rooms. Oh, there we go. We had at least 10 trade rooms. I'll go over how the trades were and how the week was. And we don't need the timer anymore. That was just to get started. So I want to welcome everybody. There is a link. There is a link for our Labor Day sale. So look, I'm not here just for the purpose of selling, selling, selling. That's not why I do these, but we need people to join the service because that's how we survive. So I spent a lot of time figuring out how to put a link on, like all the professional streamers do. So we do have a trial, $24 for 30 days, and after Labor Day weekend, that trial's going away. You will not be able to take advantage of our service at that low of a price anymore. I'm not going to say forever because it won't be forever, but it includes the magnet trade. And the magnet trade, I've said this over and over. They're going to start calling me Mr. Magnet. It's the only thing I think about these days. It's a fantastic, fantastic new trade strategy. It is fantastic. I just am really excited about it. I'm going to preview a brand new update that I just got this week. Members should have it next week. I'm just waiting for one more thing, as Steve Jobs would say. And I just want to thank everybody. But the link, I couldn't get a short link this week. You know what I mean for a short link like gotrade2424.com. That'll still work, but it's not doesn't have the Labor Day graphics and stuff like that. So I wanted you to get a Labor Day sale page. So you can get the link on the YouTube, on our YouTube channel if you click more. You know how when you know the deal. I think most of you know how to use YouTube. So we're a news trading channel. My name is Lee Goldstein. If you don't know me, I'm the trading director at 10 Minute Trades. And we trade the news. So, I mean, that's what we do. We come out with a schedule every Sunday. We mail it to our members. And let me show you what I'm talking about. It's called the WMM, the Weekly Market Mover. It looks like this. And that's our weekly schedule. So it has information on it that's pretty easy to deal with. It tells you when our trade room opens because we have a trade room. What we do is we find events to trade using the various calendars that are available to all traders. So we might use Forex Factory, we might use investing.com, we might use all sorts of different calendars. This is a calendar, okay? And these items here are the events, news events that are taking place in the world. And we find the best ones to trade. That's our job. That's what we do. Then we consolidate the schedule and send it to our members. And then we consolidate even further, explaining when we're going to have a trade room, when we're going to stream on YouTube. We stream usually 2 or 3 or 4 times a week on YouTube. And we trade these events. So this was the schedule from this week. And I thought, and we're very transparent. You know, most traders on the internet, they don't show you too many losers. But, you know, if you come into our trade room, we can't hide what we do. You're going to see winners, losers, no trades. Sometimes you won't take a trade. Maybe, you know, you don't get filled. Maybe the market doesn't move. Maybe you cancel the trade because you don't like the way the instrument you're trading is responding. There's all sorts of things that can happen in a news trade. And we have specialized software that helps us trade these events. And for $24, you could check it all out. But like I said, it's a Labor Day $24 special. That price is going away. We're just making too much money to continue letting people trade with us for just $24. It's obscene, okay? It's literally obscene. One trade, one of our members trading in his prop account, Ravi from Switzerland, he made $400 trading GDP with the setup that we recommended, okay? So he made $400 in his prop account. And people made cash in their cash accounts because we have really good setups for lots and lots of the trades that lots of the events that we trade. But, you know, we're a news trading company, so I like to look at the news just in general. There's always news headlines that get my attention. One of the headlines, one of my favorite companies, my favorite company is Wells Fargo. Wow. They are just one of the best companies out there. Somebody's got to explain to me how a woman goes to work and 4 days later she's found dead in her office. Somebody's got to explain that to me. Wells Fargo, dead woman, 4 days after she clocked in. Now, I mean, I work in a home office. If I was dead for 4 days, they would find me quicker than that. And I don't exactly have security checking on me, but that is an unbelievable story. How do you die at work and you're not found for 4 days? So kudos to Wells Fargo. Well done job. Well done security. I mean, you know, that is one company and a half. Somebody's got to tell me what the deal is with that story, because to me, it's not funny because you have a dead person. But my family had a mortgage with Wells Fargo. I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that. They're special. They're special. So it's like I say, besides, you know, financial news matters. How the banks perform matters. You know, Wells Fargo has earnings. Sometimes we can trade those earnings. I'm just amazed, though, at some of the news. I was, you know, watching the financial channels today, and I have to say I'm extremely concerned about the real estate situation in so many cities. There's got to be some sort of disaster waiting for all of us with this real estate office problem where nobody wants to rent offices, What are they going to do with all that space? There's not enough people that need apartments. First of all, they're not giving us affordable apartments, so most people can't afford the apartments they make out of these buildings anyway. Most people can't afford $1 million apartments. Where are the affordable apartments? And also, another good news story this week. So they're trying to scare us to death with the real estate problem. That's, you know, news that always catches my attention because I think about it. I wonder, how is the real estate market going to get us? We had a problem in 2007, 2008. We had the housing crisis. And I think Wells Fargo had they were doing some stuff back then. Look them up. Just Google Wells Fargo. In my opinion, they have to take care of their business, in my opinion. They've got some work to do, I believe. That's what I believe. I think they got to clean it up a little bit. Um, just Google them, and that tells you what you need to know. Google me, that'll tell you what you need to know about me. I think I know somebody who got a roommate, never Googled them, and was very sorry. Let's leave. I'll probably just leave it at that. They were sorry they didn't Google them. They let them move in, and it didn't work out all that great. You got to Google. Google's the key, right? Until they cancel you, then it's a problem. So I like the news. I watch and I read all the news. There was one other story that got my attention. Inflation, right? Everybody's worried about inflation. Supposedly inflation is solved. I mean, the Fed's going to cut rates. Inflation's 2.25% now. But I don't know. I look at my utility bill. It's up like 40% from last year. But I'll tell you what really gets me though. So, okay, they got to buy oil. They got to pay their employees. Everybody needs money to get by. So I could understand that utility bills could be up somewhat. A lot of what their supplies are up, their labor costs are up. But what really bugs me and what I think is unfair, and we talk about it in our trade room all the time, the price of eggs and milk when you go to certain supermarkets, uh, the price of those products is way above what the cost of inflation has been to them. And that is the biggest problem that the regular person in this world is facing. Companies that are unfair about the pricing that they give to us. I go to the supermarket. I'm not such a celebrity and I'm not so rich that I ride around in a limo, and I know how to shop in a supermarket, unlike most of our politicians and, you know, celebrities, etc. I mean, most of us don't think about the fact that the super rich are not anything like us. They don't live like us. They don't think like us. Their values are not like ours because they don't struggle with the same things that regular people struggle with. But prices, all the things that we buy, they're not, most of them aren't lower. And they're probably not coming down in our lifetimes because the companies use inflation as a way to raise prices higher and higher and higher. The minute the markets start talking about inflation, they go into their boardrooms and they start raising prices. And those prices have not come down. Maybe a little bit, but not really. So, yeah, inflation's down. The Fed's going to cut rates. That'll help. Maybe it'll help the car market a little bit. Maybe it'll help the housing market. The housing market is a market very weird now. I know that in the town that I used to live in, houses that used to sell for like $200,000, not even, are now like five and $600,000. They're still, just starter homes. They're not mansions. They're not fancy, fantastic houses. It's not like they became fancy, fantastic houses. The housing market is just very, very out of control in terms of inflation pricing. Um, Even most cities, people are priced out of being able to rent. It's hard to even rent. I know that I would like to move possibly one day, and I look at prices in some of the areas I'd like to live in, and I have a lot of money. I'm loaded. I'm loaded, and I can't afford some of the places I'd like to live. So it's very complicated because prices don't go down on a lot of the essentials that we all need. But we trade a lot of this info. So, there was a report this week called the pending homes sale, pending home sales. And we noticed something very interesting on that report. We trade gold on that report. And I'm all over the place in these streams. I'm sorry. I'm going to talk about this schedule because I want to show you what happened in the schedule this week. In other words, I'm going to pull up the schedule. But first, I want to show you this pending home sale because it was interesting. Pending homes, we trade gold and we have software. And I thought also I'd like to show you a losing trade because most traders, they don't show their losers. We have losers. But very honestly, we try to avoid the losers. And we try to teach everybody in our trade room to trade the reports that are acting the best, that are performing the best. Pending homes, for instance. I wasn't going to trade it, but in the trade room, we went through all the videos and we realized it had winning trade after winning trade. It wasn't phenomenal, but it was hitting the first target almost every month for the past 5 months. So I'm working on a prop account. You can trade news in a prop account. And I'm almost funded in my prop account. I only need about $500, which is not that much. So pending homes, we trade gold. Our software puts our orders on the chart, just like you see there. But something interesting was happening in the market that particular day. And I usually don't try to guess what the news is going to be, and I don't usually trade in a specific direction. A lot of times, a new person comes and wants to trade with us. They'll come into our trade room, or they'll be watching a stream on YouTube and they'll say, "Hey, what direction are you going to trade?" And that's not what we do. Watch, when we put our trade on, our software brackets the orders. We put an order above the current price, we put an order below the current price, and it's the market movement that brings us into the market. But this particular trade, I thought to myself, you know what? Look at gold. Gold's been moving up, moving up, moving up all morning since the market, even before the market opened. Since we got in the trade room, it was pushing up, pushing up. And I know that this is not a very impactful trade. It doesn't move a lot. And I didn't want to be short. I didn't want to try and make money as the price went down because I really thought the price was going to go up only. Gold was going up, and I thought that no matter what the news would be, we would make our money as the price went up. So I took an up trade only. So the software just put the order above the price. I traded it in my prop account, and it hit my first target and it hit my second target. So pretty much in 2 seconds, we made over $200 in our prop account just trading two little contracts. So that was pending homes. The trading that we do fits into the news that we listen to and all the information that we see during the day. And it's fascinating and it's very interesting. Okay. The $24 for 30 days link does not take you to a payment page. Okay, so let me give you a different link that absolutely works because my goal here is to get you to sign up with us and to learn about what we do here. So give me 1 second and let me write down this link for you. How about that? Okay. It's www, the one that one. If I made a mistake, it's possible. I don't have enough time to live. So that's one of my problems. I don't have like a team of people that I can get to help me. Go www.gotrade2024.com. I'm putting in the chat. Let me know if that link works for you. Okay? www.gotrade2024.com. That should bring you to the same link. And if I screwed up the other link, I'll fix it. So pending home sales was a winner. I want to show everyone our schedule. This was the week as it was traded, and I showed you a second ago the week as we sent out the original schedule. So let me show you that because it is interesting to see what happened. Not every trade was a winner. We had some losers this week. Our first trade of the week, core durable goods, was a loser. It's not one of the best reports to begin with, and I probably shouldn't have traded it, to be honest. But the testing was mediocre. I gave it a shot, and it didn't work. So that happens. Consumer confidence was a winning trade, and it was a nice winner. People made good money on it. And then we traded, you could see the winner losers here as it compared to just our regular schedule had nothing on it. Obviously we didn't know they were going to be winners or losers before we traded them. So that would be good if we knew what the trades were going to be before we traded them. Actually, maybe API will be able to do that soon. The API Tuesday crude oil report, that was a small winner. And then Australia's CPI is an interesting trade. I want to show you this one. The reason we did not have a trade room for Australia's CPI, trying to think why. I just didn't feel like it. I think that was the real reason. It was late, 9:30 at night. It's not that great a trade. No, you know what? We did have a trade room for it. I'm losing my mind. We had a trade room. The reason it's interesting is this is a trade, and it happens. You could have a winner, and there could still be a lot of slippage. In this particular case, it shows how slippage can ruin a report. Even though we made money, it prevented us from having a great trade because there was more slippage than we could overcome. We were able to overcome enough of it that we didn't have a loser. But you could see I got filled all the way at the top of the candle here. I got filled all the way here. But our setup was good. We stayed in the trade. The price eventually went past where I got filled. So I was able to get out and I covered my expenses, which is fine. Sometimes there's slippage. And that's what we teach people. I whined about this last week, how members, people that don't know about trading, the news, they always email us and say, I have to quit. I just have too much slippage. It's because they're trading too many trades and they're not paying attention to doing this the right way. Yeah, sometimes slippage will ruin a trade. Sometimes slippage will give you extra profits also. It balances out. But I just wanted to show you that trade because it was a trade that there was a little bit too much slippage. Now, did that link work for you? Let me know in the chat if that link worked for you. www.gotrade2024.com. Then we traded the crude oil inventory report. If you traded it, was a stop. I did not trade it. Why? Let's be honest. I mean, we're not gambling, okay? And people that say we're gambling don't know what they're talking about. However, So we generate a trade report, okay? We generate a trade report. Let me explain what I mean. So let me find the crude oil report. I know what you're thinking. Oh, how come you don't have the report right now? Where is it? I might not even be able to find it. So it doesn't matter ultimately. The point is the crude oil report, I can't find it. So sue me, I guess. The crude oil report had 4 winners in a row. And here's a report. It's not crude, but it's the kind of report that we send. This is what we call our DMM, Daily Market Mover. All of our trades not all of our trades, many of our trades get a report sent to the members a day before we trade it with the setup, the way that we're going to trade it. So we traded Chicago PMI this morning, okay? And if you look at the report, it has a journal, and there were 3 winners, 2 losers, and a cancel. So that's mediocre to my way of thinking. It's not better than 50%. I would like better than 50%. But here's the thing about crude. The crude oil report, it had 4 winners in a row. It had 4 winners in a row on our daily trade report. Normally, I'd be all over that report. I'd be trading it 4 winners in a row. What does that tell you? You have a great performing report. But we have to think outside the box. We have to think smart. I went back and I looked at years worth of trade reports for oil, the oil inventory report Wednesday at 10:30. I could not find a situation ever where we had 4 winning trades in a row, let alone 5. So I took the probability and didn't trade live in our trade room and told our members why I was doing what I was doing. I don't tell people what to do all the time. I make recommendations, and sometimes I'm wrong, occasionally. Um, I'll trade the wrong instrument, or I'll trade the wrong, I'll trade the wrong setup. We have more than one setup. Look at how many trades I had this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 15 trades. Do you think anybody could get all of them right? You can't get them all right. You gotta, I mean, some of them I'm going to screw some of them up. It's just going to happen. It's pretty rare, but I'm going to screw some of them up. But oil, I didn't screw oil up. I basically didn't trade it with live money or in my prop account because oil's not going 5 in a row. The probabilities are pretty small. And I think almost everybody that traded it lost money. And I'm not happy about that. I'm smiling because I can't stop smiling. It's me. I just can't stop. But I was happy that I was right deep inside, but I'm not ever happy if a member does not make money. That's why we're here. But I live by the probabilities. Sometimes the probabilities don't matter and you have to ignore them. And it's all about studying the data. And that's what we do at 10-minute trades. We're always studying the data. NVIDIA earnings was a disaster, bad whipsaw, and we lost money. But the most important thing is you've seen our NVIDIA trades because we made quite a bit of profits on NVIDIA for the last year trading their earnings. Even with the loser, we're way up in profits. So you can't have a winner every quarter. It's not possible. It's just not possible. And then our Dollar General trade, Best Buy earnings, just no trade. The market didn't move. Members made money on preliminary GDP. Pending home sales, I showed you that one. Natural gas was a loser. Let's look at natural gas because it was a very normal, typical losing trade. Natural gas has been trading great really, last year, natural gas had one of the best trading years ever. Now, when I say last year, I mean 2023. Since January, it has not been that great. But as of late, it's been trading very nicely. So we set up, and if you look at the report, look at our trade report. Now, this is a trade report with very good probabilities as well as good testing. It's got 5 winners out of 6, but they're interspersed with a loser. So there's a good probability that this week's report would have been a good one. And everything about it screamed, this is a good trade, but we just got a bad fill in our prop account. And most of us were trading prop accounts on that report for whatever reason. We got a bad fill, and I think I lost I only traded one contract because of risk. We were just reducing risk, and this was the natural gas trade. We have a very small bracket, 6 ticks. Price goes above the bracket, price goes below the bracket. The market releases the news. There was a big build, and price didn't go the right way. All right? It just did not behave. It just didn't behave the way it should have. You could see it here on this chart. Let me show you. I was looking at the wrong chart. I do that all the time. Always looking at the wrong charts. I mean, we get too ambitious, so we try to trade too many setups at once. That's why this morning I was simplifying everything, and being the genius that I am, because I simplified everything, I didn't make a gigantic profit on one of our trades. Instead of, letting it be complicated. So you could see natural gas shot up, filled us at the very top of that ridiculously annoying candle, and then it pulled back. So that was a loser. And that happens. Sometimes you don't get a fill in a good place. And it's not that life is over. It means that that trade didn't work. So you go on to the next one. Then we had Marvell and Dell. And my trade was a no fill. And one of our members, only a couple of people traded that. It's one of our new ones. And one of our members made a very nice profit on it, a couple $100. It had a good move. I just didn't get a good fill. I didn't trade it well, to be honest. I could have traded it better. Australia retail had no move. The PCE price index today was, I got to show you that one, because I think we have found a great way to trade it. We have a trap trade for it. So what's a trap trade? A trap trade is when we expect an event to reverse. So what happens is we get filled. If the market goes up, we sell. If the market goes down, we buy. Okay? If the market goes up, we sell. Market goes down, we buy. That's a trap trade. And we make our money when the price changes direction. So if I sell the market, I'm expecting the price to go back in the direction of my order. So if it went up and I sold, I'm expecting it to go back down at some point before it stops me out of the trade. The PCE price index, we have 2 trap trades. Trap trades can take attention so that you don't trade it poorly. Sometimes they need attention. So I guess I was being a little bit of a baby this morning, and I only traded one trap trade instead of both. I don't know. I think sometimes you just get scared and you don't do what you know you should do. It's part of trading. The gold trap trade on the left had a very nice profit, but the ES trap trade was a monster. So I'll show you. Trust me, gold on the left had a profit, but watch the ES and I'll explain what a trap trade is. So you can see there's 2 orders. If it passes through the first X, that's 1 order short. If it passes through the second X, that's 2 orders short. It's going to pass through the first order. All right, and I'll speed it up here. So I'm now short because it went up and it passed that area. I have to get rid of this other order because it's not going to keep going up. It's now going to go down. That's how I'm making my money. As the price drops, I make more and more money. So we get rid of this extra order that's now in the way, and now we can manage our stop. We can trail the orders, right? We can trail the price movement. I saw the VWAP way down below us, and I said in the room, and I moved my target to the VWAP. And that was a really nice distance away from where we got filled. And you'll notice price just kept going down and down and down. It almost took us out there, right? Sometimes a trap trade can scare you, but it didn't. Just kept going down, down, down. VWAP. Big fat profit. Great trade. We have two different trap trades that we trade on the PCE price index. And then we had our final trade of the day, revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment. I recommended don't trade Chicago PMI. So I'm also reading the chat. I'm sorry if I was distracted for a second. Siri Sue, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Just send me an email if you don't have luck, and we'll take care of it after the stream. We'll get you signed up, so don't worry about it. If you still have no luck, just send me an email, help@10minutetrades.com. And that goes for everybody. If you have a problem, if you have questions, I'll type in our email. It's on our YouTube channel, of course. Okay. Happy to help you out. No problem. Even if you only have questions. So Revise University of Michigan, another trap trade. Do I have the video real handy and real easy? Let me look. You have to look at the back of my head. I'm sorry. Here it is. So I love trap trades. They don't scare me. Trap trades, sometimes you're waiting for that reversal and you feel, I've said this before, you feel like you're in the road without any clothes on. It's scary. It can be scary. So, because you're waiting for a reversal and you're in the market. Watch. So here's our gold trade. Okay, we also had a YM breakout trade that made a couple of dollars. You could see it. Price goes up and it should be a short. So now I'm in the market short. It kept going up. So now I'm in the market 2 orders short. If it would have kept going up, up, and up, then it would have taken me out of the trade for a loss. We don't want that. The enemy of a trap trade is an explosion in one direction. But it didn't do that, okay? It reversed, and I thought we were going to have the same trade that we had this morning, that it would keep trailing and trailing. I was going to move my target to the low of the day. Look how far away that was. And I got a little bit too aggressive with my stop, and the price backed up and it took me out. But we still had a very nice profit in our prop account to finish out the week with another winning trade. So, you know, you look at our weekly market schedule, and if we look at the right one, that would be a little bit more useful in this case. But if you look at it, you could see that we had a bunch of losers, but we had plenty of winners. And I would say most of our members should have been profitable for the week. There was no reason. The idea is the losers should not destroy your life. Now, there's something you have to realize about this type of trading. You have to be able to take responsibility. NVIDIA was a type of a move that could have destroyed an account, but our recommendation was trade low risk one contract or micros. Okay? So we recommend that people don't blow up their accounts on the trades that have the potential to blow up their accounts. Now, there would be reasons why we might not have traded so carefully. A lot of it depends on how volatile the markets are, how much attention is on the event. You know, some of our favorite trades are events that nobody pays attention to, and some of those are our best trades. When the market pays such close attention to NVIDIA earnings, it just creates all this extra risk and volatility. So that's why we recommend that people trade with safety in mind. Always, anyway, but sometimes with extra safety in mind. Okay? Do I have any questions out there? I really was hoping that I'm looking to see how many folks are here. I always really would appreciate if you bring your questions, bring your problems. I want to feature one more thing. All right. And you notice we are having a sale. So I want to remind everybody to take advantage of our sale. The trial is going to go away. I'm serious. I'm the one in charge of it, and I'm getting rid of it because we're too cheap. All right? We're too cheap. Thanks for being here. Now, this link works for me. All right? And this link is on our YouTube channel. Just press the More button, and you'll get our Labor Day special. 24 bucks for a month. You can't lose. You're going to learn everything about what we do. If this is the way you want to trade, this is what you got to do. All right? The magnet trade is included. And if you keep your subscription alive after 30 days, the magnet trade stays included. Otherwise, it's a separate subscription. And the magnet trade, I'm telling you, that subscription price is going to go up. All right, so our link works. If you have a problem with the link, www.gotrade2024.com. But I'll show you, just go through the slides. You know why I love 10-minute trades. Quick profits, predictability, studying the events, the volatility. You don't have to stay in trades for days. Explosive moves, short-term commitment to the trade, leveraged using futures. We love trading earnings. Okay, we loved Meta. Our software is great. We've just updated. I just got another update from the programmer this week. I hope it'll be in everyone's hands 10 days. That's my goal. And then we're going to do something special. All right. You get our trade room, the magnet trade. Trial's going away. We're making too much money. 24 bucks for 30 days. I just, everything you get, trap trades, breakout trades, reversal trades, magnet trade, all the trades. It's worth $18,437. Okay, trade in a prop account. 24 bucks for 30 days. Okay, the link is in the YouTube channel. All right, let's talk about the magnet trade, because I want to give you a little preview of the new version. I think the new version's fabulous. Really excited. So one of the issues with the magnet is it was tricky. It's a little bit confusing to find the level that you want to get in. So first of all, let me define what a magnet trade is. A magnet trade is really very simple concept. Every market has levels that people look at. And, I knew I was making a mistake by wearing this headset. If I collapse to the floor, it's because I'm so hot and I'm getting ready to black out. So I've only got a few minutes left in me. This headset is so hot. I knew I shouldn't wear a full-blown headset in the summer. See, normally I wear these little things. I wear this little thing in my nose. No. Or I wear these other ones. I wore these, I got these new. They don't go in your ear, you put them around your ear. So I woke up the next morning, my ear was bleeding because it squeezed my ear so hard overnight, it cut my ear. And then the other style, there's another style of headphone earbuds that are pretty cool. They're open. I guess they do bone conduction like these. So you wear them around your ears. They're pretty cool. I have about 100 pairs of earbuds, 50. And then my regular, old reliable, my normal trade room earbud, $17 from China. It's one of the best headsets I've ever owned. But those, I wouldn't be so hot that I couldn't function. So what's a magnet? There was a reason that we started talking about this. I want to preview the new magnet trade. Magnets are levels on the chart that a lot of people look at, and that's why they're magnets. They're price level that expected behavior happens. And attraction is the most expected behavior. Pivots can be magnets. VWAPs can be magnets. PP, pivot, can be magnets. Favorite magnets, highs of days and lows of days. Let me show you. So we traded, you saw me trade the revised University of Michigan just a minute ago. Well, right after that trade, there was a magnet. And I showed everyone in the room. I couldn't get it set up. So I recorded the playback of that trade. Right after University of Michigan, there was a magnet. Our software puts the level on the chart. The magnet is the low of the day. So the concept is it's going to drive the price into the magnet. So it's going to attract price down for a test to the low. So I'm going to get my trade to trigger below at an area before I get to the magnet. And then my targets, perfect targets, depending on the market behavior. First target would be 3 ticks before you get to the magnet. Target 2 would obviously be if you burst through the magnet. So watch, this is a perfect magnet trade. Our software automatically can trigger the trade, or it'll blink purple and you can press the magnet button and enter the trade that way. I can trail my stop. I can do all the normal things I would do in a regular news trade. But a magnet trade is discretionary. But news creates magnet trades. Keep that in mind. News creates magnet trades. That's why our new membership, that I'm not really supposed to talk about yet, our new membership, the magnet membership, includes a way to know what the trades are that might trigger the magnets, trigger the magnets. So our new magnet software is very interesting. It makes it real easy to know where the levels are. So I've got a magnet trade set up. So let's say, for argument's sake, I'm going to get a different chart. Gold right now is just not a great chart because we've already done all the magnets. Let me just take a look. Okay, ES is a little bit better. So right now, the ES, we have rules about the magnet, but we're not going to get into that now. We'll just talk about the new features. So when you put on a magnet trade, we just right-click our chart, choose magnet trade from our list, and then we have the high of day, low of day system, or we have our custom level system. Now with the high of day, low of day, we can choose a proximity, which calculates a distance away from the magnet, and that's where our entry will be. And then we can just set our orders. So for instance, if I have a proximity of 20%, it used to be that we couldn't see that proximity. I can apply it and OK it. And now when I enable the magnet trade, if I can, I got to just make sure everything is correct in my strategy. Hold on. You have to choose the account that you're trading. So right now I'm on my sim account. I'm not trading live right now. So when I enable the magnet trade, okay, it shows you where the magnet is. Now in this particular case, 20% is pretty far away from the low of day, and that would actually trigger the trade. So I wouldn't use 20%. I can move it manually though now, and I can create a new magnet so that I don't get filled until it goes and tests the low of the day. Right now, price is going up. I don't have a short if price is going up. Also, we can decide if we only want to trade long or short with the new system. The big thing is you can move the magnets, move your entries in both systems now. So we've made it so much easier to set up the trade. You don't have to go back and forth into the strategy, changing your proximity. If you're way off on the original proximity, see, normally I might choose 5 or 7% on my proximity, apply it, OK it, turn on the magnet trade, and then I'm pretty close to my magnet. So you can set it and forget it. If I think at some point during the day the ES is going to go back and test the low, I can press the magnet auto button and just go do something else. And now the auto button stays lit, so you know you're in auto mode. Whole bunch of new features that we've added. Like I said, the update should be in everybody's hands. I hope next week. Just that there's one major feature that we're missing, and I'm waiting to get that update as well. So that's the big change that we made, and it makes it so much easier to set up trades. The great thing about magnet trades is they're less risky, because if you're wrong and the market just doesn't go your way, you don't get filled in a whipsaw on the wrong side of the market. You just don't get a trade. So you can use various different levels also. The custom level version of the magnet trade does not require a high of day or a low of day level. You could choose market close, pivots, fibs, any price that you like can be entered into the software as a magnet, and then you can set up your orders around that level. It's a very powerful piece of software because it's so simple, and it will work. I believe it will work forever. How many companies can sell you a product that'll work forever? Why can I say comfortably it'll work forever? Because pivots have been around forever. Highs of days and lows of days have been around forever. They're always going to be a magnet for price. That's why I love this setup. It's not like a robot that's based on some sort of a technology that changes because the market's changing. This is something that's inherent to the market. Levels attract price, and they will forever. I think it's a fantastic way to trade. I'm excited about it. I want to thank everybody for coming to my stream. I'm trying to think if I forgot to do anything today. So absolutely hit the link. I'll send everybody an email. If you want more information, send me an email at help@10minutetrades.com. Our live streams are going to get more interesting. I want to add music and dancing bears and stuff like that so that it's fascinating and more enjoyable, because I think people get tired of hearing my voice all week. But I want to thank everybody for coming. And don't forget, for those of you that can't remember the long, I don't blame anybody for not being able to remember that crazy link. You can go to the same place, www www.gotrade2024.com. I thank everybody for coming. Ray, thank you. I hope you're enjoying. Hope everyone has an awesome holiday weekend. Keep an eye on your email. I'm going to do something over the weekend, and we will be sending out our trade of the week, our members trade of the week. I think a lot of people like those videos. They're a lot of fun. And have a great holiday for all of those of you that are in the United States. And thanks for coming. And I'll see everybody next week. Hey, I forgot the most important thing. The most important thing. Next week's schedule. Let me show you next week's schedule real quick. All right. So we have a whole bunch of family money trades next week. Monday, no trade rooms, but there is an official trade, okay? Kaishin Manufacturing is an official event for those maniacs that want to trade on a holiday. It'll probably be really quiet. I don't recommend it, but you know what? The last holiday, that trade actually moved a little bit. Um, no trade rooms Monday, the U.S. holiday, but Swiss CPI at 2:30 in the morning on Tuesday. And I think Swiss GDP is also at 3 in the morning on Tuesday. They could move the Swiss franc. So for traders that know how to set up their own trades, you might want to look at that. For us, we're starting Tuesday with ISM Manufacturing, YouTube Stream of the Week, Stream of the Day, I should say now, and a family money trade. Australia GDP Tuesday evening. Canada bank rate decision Wednesday at 9:30. Jolts at 9:30. That's been a tough trade. API seems to be making a comeback again now. It's not a family money trade yet again, but if it has a winner this week, it'll get back to being a family money trade. That's Wednesday this week because of the holiday. Oil is uh, oil is Thursday, not Wednesday this week. Also, the crude oil report, 11 o'clock Thursday. We've got ADP when Thursday at 8:15 because of the holiday. That's usually a Wednesday. Now, if I haven't confused you as to what day, I don't even know what day anything is. I'm confusing myself. Thursday is ADP, Family Money Trade. That's at 8:15. The trade room starts at 7:45. ISM Services, trade room starts at 9:30. Another Family Money Trade. Natural gas and crude oil. We'll probably do those both in the same room. And then we have a good earnings trade. I think Broadcom. Lot of potential in that earnings trade. It's one of our newer ones. We've only traded it a couple of times. I think they're going to move the market. I'm looking forward to that. And then we have the big one, the U.S. jobs report. I have to say that report makes me extremely nervous because we've had so many winners in a row. I think we've had 7 months gold winning every single month. So the probabilities scare me that it's due for a loser, but I'm going to trade it. I have to trade it because 7 winners, 6 winners in a row. Got to trade that report. It's not like oil. We've seen it happen. So it could go to 7, it could go to 8. All right, everybody, that's the preview of next week's schedule. Remember that schedules are changeable. It's not in stone. The weekly schedule changes. Or everything, things change in my life. I have to pick my kids up at the airport. You never know. Schedules change. Sometimes we'll do last minute testing and a report's not worth trading. So we'll change the room. The final word on the schedule, the final update is always the lobby, the trade room lobby. Right? So as you get ready to log in to the trade room, the schedule is right there. So always check that trade room lobby to verify the schedule. That's the final word. And I will say this, if I change the schedule, I do update the WMM on the website. It does get updated. I don't just change the schedule and leave the old schedule up. I put the new one, the changes up on the website. That's why we have the internet. So you get instant information, right? Okay. Everybody, have a great holiday. Thanks for coming if you're in the U.S., and I'll see everybody next week. Okay, nice to see Alfred. Oh man, I forgot to read my testimonials. Alfred said the nicest thing to me, and I'll leave with that. Alfred, I'm going to read what you said. Alfred said I was the nicest person, and I have to read this because it was so nice. It made my week. Alfred, you made my week, and now I can't find it. Here it is. Here's what Alfred said. So if you're not sure if you should come trade with us, he said, Lee, you're the best person I have ever met. Thank you so much for helping me. I'll be at the trade room. Alfred, that means a lot to me. Thank you so much. And I'll keep helping you until we both lose all of our money. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all next week. Take care.